we are together again on the radio with an email from Steve. That's right, Steve. In Sun Valley, California. And here it is. Hi, Tom, says Steve. A while back, you had a show specifically talking about attention whores. On the show, you mentioned the women that insist on paying at the grocery store with a check. Remember? These are the women who wait till the very last minute to pull out their checkbook from the bottom of their purse, fill out the check slowly, dot each I with a little heart, then slowly, because women hate mathematics, update the registry. Actually, that's a check register there, Steve. Dean J. D'Amelio updates the registry. Followed soon after by the computer crashing. That's a whole different thing. Oh, wappa lappa ding dong, yes. All this is done when you can clearly see their debit card in their wallet that they could have swiped in a fraction of the time. Anyway, says Steve, I started working in a large office with many women. And I've made a few observations about attention whores in the workplace. Then he numbers all of these observations. Number 1, women that wear sandals or flats that make annoying slapping sounds when they walk. They should just yell out, "Hey, look at me as I walk by." 2, women that wear clangy jewelry that makes noise when they type, work, etc. 3, women who talk way too loudly on the phone, either professional or personal calls. If professional, it means, hey, listen to me sound important on this call. If personal, it means, hey, listen to what an interesting life I lead outside of work. 4, there is no correlation between the attractiveness of a woman and how big an attention whore she is. Incidentally, all women are attention whores. This is Steve speaking. I don't think Helen Keller was an attention whore. Example. It's, you can make fun of the deaf. They're not listening anyway. What are they going to do? Come down here and pick it? Unless this show's being broadcast in TTY, what do we care? As Gary's got his head in his hands now. He's wondering what pressure group is listening. He's going to come in to me tomorrow. Tom, I have a letter here. It says, to whom it may concern. Sincerely. Yes. Anyway, he says, incidentally, all women are attention whores. It's only a matter of to what degree they exhibit the trait. The result is that some are majorly fugly and others are really hot. So frustrating. Steve says, I'm sure your listeners can come up with many more examples from the workplace. Please let me know if you make this a topic. All right, I'm making it a topic right now, Steve. So, am I going to call you in Sun Valley? Oh, hello? I'm going to call Steve's office.
Can I speak to Steve, please? It's Tom Leykis. I'll hold.
Do we have any hold music over there? We used to have hold music. Do we have that? Art is still learning where everything is, so sometimes I have to do a little stage direction on the air.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Waiting for Steve to pick up the phone. Holding for Steve at Sun Valley. I know you're out there. We're gonna do your topic today.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line.
Ah, yes.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Your call is important to us. That's why you'll be holding on for the next 4 days. 11 hours, 36 minutes. Please hold the line. I know Steve is out there. Steve, I'm calling to tell you. We're doing your topic today. Oh.
We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line.
These people think I'm going to be sitting home, sitting there in my jammies in the morning reading these emails. I'm going to pick up the phone, call them at the office. Hey, Steve, it's Tom Leykis. I'm doing your topic today. Just wanted you to know. We're going to do it. Anyway, yes, attention whores at the office. We all know them. By the way, yes, women are attention whores. There's no doubt about it. I've always been convinced that women come to the office and they have an alternate agenda. Getting ahead in the workplace is not generally the motivation of most women who come into the office. Yes, there are women who come into the office who have motivation. Oprah Winfrey, I'm sure, when she was anchoring the news in Baltimore on TV, I'm sure she came in every day and tried to work her way up and kept sending out her resume and her tape and everything. And finally, she became very, very successful, made a lot of money. But the average woman comes to the office, just wants to get attention from the other employees, maybe date somebody in the office, possibly meet Mr. Right there. You know the deal. And they do it by dressing a certain way and acting a certain way. And, yes, trying to get your attention in every possible way. Women are attention whores. You know what an attention whore is, right? You know what a crack whore is. Crack whore will do anything to get crack. For most women, though, attention is just like crack. They have to have it. They have to have as much as they can get. It doesn't matter if you're married to a woman and you tell her how wonderful she is all the time. Doesn't matter. She also needs every other man out there to think she's just absolutely drop-dead gorgeous and fascinating. And she will do everything she can to get the attention of other men, even if she would never sleep with them, never go out to dinner with them, never have a drink with them, never fondle them, never, go out and mac on them or anything. Women have to believe that every man in the office wants to. And it's not just the office, it's everywhere women go, for God's sake. They just want to know they're getting attention. Even the fatties and the fuglies, and we've talked about the fatties and the fuglies, they do things like they spend extra money doing their hair more often, or they get that absolutely perfect manicure and pedicure and that very expensive handbag, thinking you will not notice how fat and fugly they are. By the way, girls, we do notice how fat and fugly you are. You just have nice perfume on. You're still fat and fugly. I can't smell the sweat between your rolls of fat because you're wearing such nice perfume, but trust me, I can see the fat. I know. There you are, girl. Yes. That's what we're thinking when we're looking at you, by the way. Sitting there with these 6-inch acrylic nails, you can't even dial a telephone, We know. If you think you're fooling us. By the way, women think that we look at that stuff. I mean, does anybody know if Jessica Alba has a manicure? Has anybody ever looked at her hands? Ever? We don't care. The fat and fuglies, though, are obsessed with getting a manicure as often as possible, or a pedicure. They're obsessed with having their hair done just so. They're not obsessed with losing that gut. That's what they're not obsessed with. And they're hoping you'll never notice or comment on that caboose they carry behind them. You know the deal. By the way, I, for one, and I'm just going to be downright honest with you, it's not like good business not to tell women that they look good in the office, because you get sued for that anyway. If you're not the guy she wants to sleep with in the office, she'll turn you into the HR department. She won't turn you in if you are the guy she wants to sleep with, but she will if you're not. So why ever tell a woman she's attractive? But you see, that's not hard for me to do, because I never tell women they're attractive. Ever. I never say, that looks great. What a night. You got your hair done. That's fantastic. It drives them to distraction. And the reason is I don't want to give them any power. You tell a woman she's hot, you're giving her what she wants, and then she starts acting like a bitch. The way you keep that stuff in line is don't ever tell women they're attractive. I always refer you back to the backhanded compliment. Just because other guys don't like the way you look, believe me, I think you're fantastic. That's as much of a compliment as anybody gets. I think if you were 10 or 20 pounds thinner, you'd start to look anorexic. I have said all of these things. I'm not kidding. I have said all of these things to women. I have. By the way, it doesn't matter if any of it's true. You just say it. You know what I hate? When you put your hand on a woman's stomach and you can feel her rib cage. I hate that. It's never been a problem with you. You know those women you feel around like their hips and you can feel the bones sticking? Oh, God, I hate that. That's why I like you. I have said every one of these things. Every one of them. No doubt about it. You know, you don't need blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? You know, dark brown eyes are fantastic. It doesn't matter if 3/4 of the world has dark brown eyes. I think they're great. I don't care what other people think. I think they're wonderful. Oh, God. You know what I think is great? I think, even though you've got a couple of gray hairs, that you don't dye them. You just let them, sit there like that. I think it's fantastic. It's great to have confidence in yourself like that. You do these little things that undermine a woman's confidence, and she's yours, and she'll do whatever you want. But the last thing you do is tell a woman, oh, you look fantastic. Look at you. You look fantastic. Look at you. I can't believe how good you look. Oh, you idiots. Don't be saying that to women. What are you doing? In the office, never say anything about the way they look. Not good, bad, or ugly. Don't say anything. Be an idiot. But yes, many women come to the office because really they see it as a dating opportunity. Many of these women are just working until they meet Mr. Right. Mr. Sperm Donor, Mr. Human Wallet, Mr. Don't Bother Working, honey, you stay home and I'll go to work. That's who they're looking to meet at the office. They want to dress that way, act that way. Any woman who comes to the office ever, even in the slightest little bit, whether it's a purse or a wallet or something sticking up from underneath, if anything has a leopard print, that woman has no designs on a career at all. Her career is reaching your pocket, and after you think she's reaching for something else, she actually takes your wallet out. That's what that is. But the letter writer is right. Women are attention whores. It doesn't matter how good they look. Women want all of the attention in the room, and they're jealous of other people who are getting the attention of the room, and that's men and women. One of the problems I've had in relationships over time is that if I'm in a place where people know my radio show, it's like being a chick. I get attention like chicks do. I walk into a room and suddenly everybody wants to talk to me. I mean, I know what it feels like to be a girl. I walk into the room and everybody wants to come up and talk to me. And whatever woman I'm with, if I'm with a woman, nobody wants to talk to her. They just want to talk to me. And they freak out because they're used to getting all the attention. Dean reminds me of the time I was at the, it's called the Paley Museum now in Beverly Hills. It was called the Museum of Television and Radio. The night I was there, we did a broadcast there. And I had a chick there with me. This chick was hotter than a pistol. She was absolutely hot, but here I am. I'm at a reception for radio people. So, of course, everybody in the room wants to talk to all the other radio people in the room. Hey, Tom! Hey! It was like being at the broadcasting convention. And I was standing next to, you know, some attractive chick, but nobody knew who she was. They all wanted to talk to me. They would only want to talk to her if she was there alone and she could be, like, taken by a predator. But because they knew she was with me, nobody wanted to talk to her. They wanted to talk to me. Oh, hate that. So she ultimately, you know, made a big scene and stormed out after she had a few apple martinis. Stormed out. Took the elevator. If you've ever been to the Museum of Television and Radio, she took the elevator down to the garage, which is below the museum. And then she expected me to chase after her. And all I did was I casually walked through the room after she made her big scene so that nobody knew I was going after her. I went down the elevator, and she was like waiting at the door. Like she didn't get in the car and leave. She was like hovering around the doorway where the elevator was, waiting to see if I showed up. And when I got down there, she was like, I can't stand this. You go ahead and talk to your friends there. Go ahead and talk to your friends. Go ahead. Talk to your friends. Go ahead. So later on, I said, fine. I went upstairs. I went and talked to my friends. Later on, I got a phone call, you know, like 1 a.m. You didn't even come after me. You let me drive home in that condition. I drank all those apple martinis I got in my car. You didn't even come after me. No, I didn't. Now I have all the attention to myself. I don't have you sitting there getting all upset that nobody's paying attention to you. It's fantastic. Now, ladies, come on. You have to admit that most of you are attention whores. Are there exceptions to the rule? Sure there are. I'm sure women who have third-degree burns over 90% of their body are not there trying to get the attention of the guys in the room. I'm sure. I'm sure Helen Keller wasn't going, which means look at me, look at me. I'm sure she wasn't. Reminds me of those Helen Keller jokes. No. Don't get me started. All right, attention whores. What do you think? Are the women in your office attention whores? Of course, a lot of women are going to call in. They're going to be upset at the other way. They, of course, are not attention whores, but that's the call we're going to get. Tom, I love your show. I know what you're talking about because I'm, of course, am not like that. But all the other women are like that. It's just not me. I'm not like that. But the rest of the women in my office, they're all attention. I know what's coming, but what are you going to do? That's the way it is.
Tom. 1-800-5800. Tom.
I've always told myself, don't call Tom and disagree with him. You're going to lose. But here I am.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. I'll be up a little bit there, Art. I'm not hot enough. Turn the pot up. That's better. I don't want to yell over the music, for God's sake. Let's talk about those attention whores. Nassim on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I just had a question for you. I was listening, and I was wondering why women even bother going out with you.
Because I've got money, power, and fame.
But do you pay for them? You pay for those things?
No, you don't have to actually give anyone the money. It's just like when you walk into a bakery. And you can smell bread baking. You may not eat the bread, but you can smell it around you. And maybe if you're lucky, somebody behind the counter would say, oh, did you want to try some of our artisanal bread? Would you like to try this? Would you like to try some whole grain bread? Would you like to try some 8-grain bread? Would you like to try some pumpernickel? You're hoping they'll give you a sample, but they may not.
So do they just go out with you, you buy them drinks and dinner, and that's it, and they just want to be seen with you, I guess?
I rarely buy them dinner, darling.
So I don't get it. They're just a little accessory for free? That doesn't make sense.
Well, again, dear, we know what kind of a prostitute you are, so...
Not true.
And by the way, if I'm going to pay someone, I'm going to pay a true professional, not an amateur like yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, if I'm going to spend money...
If someone goes out, they just want to be treated with respect and have a decent conversation or a decent night.
Oh, who?
That's
what you want, or you think that's what I want?
Huh?
That's what you want, or that's what I should want?
That's what every girl should want for themselves.
Oh, good, but most women want to be around money, power, and fame.
That's silly.
Well, it may be silly, but it's true.
But it doesn't get you anywhere.
Where do I want to go?
Not you. I'm talking about the women. I'm wondering what these women are thinking.
Everyone thinks that her vagina is the magic vagina, and that her vagina is going to, get me to do things I wouldn't normally do, like commit to get married or commit to buy her things.
Are they crazy? Don't they listen to your show? Or are they deaf?
Many of them have not heard the show, and the ones who have heard the show, you got to remember, they think that they are the one. They're different from all the other women. Don't you hear the women calling in? Every woman who calls this show says, well, I hear what you're saying, Tom, but I'm the exception. That's how women are. They all say, I'm not like the other women. I'm the exception. This is how they are.
They're crazy. I don't know why they waste their time.
Well, because, again, every one of them thinks they've got the vagina that's going to change me.
Oh, well, if they listen to your show enough, you figured out that they won't.
Again, when they do listen to the show, they think they're the exception to the rule.
I know, they're silly.
Well, they may be, but by the time they figure that out, I've already gotten what I want.
And then you're gone, and it's on to the next.
Right.
Yep. It's great.
You sound upset about this.
I'm not upset.
You like it?
I just think those women are crazy.
Well, guess what? That's what most women are like.
Crazy?
That's okay with me.
There's a lot of pretty women out there. I know why everyone thinks that they can do it if someone else can't.
Well, that's the thing. If you won't do the heavy lifting, dear, there's always somebody down the block and around the corner who will.
Yeah, there's 1,000 fish in the sea. What makes them think it's just them?
And the operative word is fish.
All right. Great.
All right, dear, you keep swimming upstream.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you, darling. You try getting in the ring with me. That's all right, dear. Why do they get together with you anyway? The same reason all the others do. How about the woman? This is a true story. This is years ago when I was on the same radio station as one Rush Limbaugh. And if you can imagine this, I made an appearance in downtown Los Angeles. This was the Hyatt Regency downtown, where I introduced Rush Limbaugh at an event. And the event was at night, so there was boozing and whatever, and there was going to be a viewing party because Rush was appearing on TV, and I was introducing him. So, of course, I showed up in full regalia, and after I introduced Rush, there was clad in black leather and, you know, these expensive boots and everything, and I'm just kind of, you know, clomping around the... Yes, I am Tom Leykis. I just dapped him. It's great. And I'm like, next. Why do women go out with you? Do I care why they go out? Do I care? Does it matter? It's just frustrating to all you little prissy bitches who love to, like, parcel it out, you know? You dole it out in small samples, like the guys who are going to spend enough on you or pay lots of attention to you. But the reality is, there's plenty of other women you don't have to pay any attention to them. You don't even have to be nice to them. In fact, if you're not nice to them, that's the reason they will come after you. That's the reason they'll hop into the sack with you. But all you little attention whores out there, I mean, I'm just telling you, with me, you'd be barking up the wrong tree. There's always some chick with low self-esteem down the block who, instead of giving her attention and saying nice things, but if you just trash her and, you know, tell her that, you know, you'd only need a little bit of cleaning up. You'd look great. You know, like a little makeover or something. I think you could look spectacular. That's why I told one woman that she could look really great. Imagine that. You could look really great. You don't, but you could. By the way, she did, but I wasn't going to tell her that. And then they start getting all, what do you think is wrong? What do you think I should do? And they start asking me what I think they should do. Of course, what I think they should do is take their clothes off, for one, and then we'll discuss it. That's just the way you little attention whores operate.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
What do you get for your girlfriend? Tell me about it.
Well, she's 30, single mother with a kid, and I work with her.
You get her a new boyfriend.
The Tom Leykis Show.
800-TOM, that's our telephone number. And we are talking about the women who are attention whores, and you know what attention whores are. Jessica, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Great.
Awesome. Well, of course women are attention whores. Some of us don't even leave the house without putting makeup on. We don't do that not for attention, you know, and girls that go out to bars and clubs and get all fancy and whatnot, they're not doing it for their girlfriend's attention that they're with. They're doing it to get attention from the guys.
That's right.
Them buy them drinks.
That's
all
right.
that good stuff.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I do it too. I'm calling in right now. Clearly, I'm an attention whore, and I am proud of it, Tom.
Now, why do you need to have so much attention? What do you need it for?
You know, I feel every person on Earth has some innate need for attention. Even animals do. I just think it's a basic instinct we all have.
No, I don't agree with that, because I don't think men are attention whores. I think men are, sex hounds, but not attention whores. I do believe that women judge their value by how much attention they get. In other words, how much of a man they can attract, how much money they can attract, how much wealth they can attract.
Oh, absolutely. Like, if I go home from the bars without getting a few drinks bought for me, I feel like I failed at my mission for attention.
But it's not just your mission for attention. The reason you need attention is because we rate women according to how much money they can attract.
Exactly, and how they look also, and, you know, that you got to...
Well, how you look determines how much attention you get, and how much attention you get determines how much money you can attract.
You know what? I never even thought about it that way.
So it's kind of like ever go out and try to, like, price, like, houses in your neighborhood to see what they're selling for? It's kind of like that. You're putting your property out there and putting a for sale sign on it and seeing how many people bite.
Yeah, and the highest bidder wins.
Right.
Wow, I never even thought about that, Tom.
That's what it is, dear.
That's what it is.
And that's why see, the thing is, would you ever, if you were shopping for a house or a car, would you ever say to the owner, "Oh, God, that's the most beautiful house I've ever seen in my entire life"? No, you would go, "Needs a little fixing up." Because you wouldn't want the price to go too high.
True. So
when I meet a woman, I never say, "You know what? You are just the hottest thing on two legs." I would never say that. I would say things like, "You know what?
It needs work."
Considering, what some of the other women look like in here, you look pretty good.
Nice. Bolster the confidence from the bottom up. I like that.
You want to erode the confidence as much as you possibly can, so you can get that house at the lowest possible price.
Yeah, you were cracking me up earlier when you were telling girls, like, well, you need some work. Like, I thought that was hilarious. You're on fire today, by the way. You've been cracking me up since you started.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome, Tom.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Donna on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
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 Hi. Oh, my God, I'm so happy. I'm finally on. I'm an attention whore.
I see.
Okay, my boyfriend wants to have I want to have a threesome, and I want it because I want more attention than he's giving me, but I'm also a little bit nervous, though, because I'm not sure if I want that much attention, but if I'm an attention whore, then I do, but I don't know. I need help, Dad.
Dear, what if he likes her more than he likes you?
I don't know. What if?
I'm asking you.
That's one of the things I was thinking about. I was like, don't know if I'd like that too much, but I guess whatever. If he likes someone better, then he should go for that.
He might do that. What do you think about that?
then I go for something better.
Darling, seriously,
Yes.
think about
Yes.
it for a second. I mean, you might bring somebody home, and then he might say, you know what, she's even hotter than what I already have.
Yeah, I don't think so, but...
No, I know because you have a very big ego, but, you know, it is possible.
Actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah, but do you really deserve to have such a big ego is the question.
Well, okay, I am very humble, brought up that way, but I know what I have, and I know what's good, and it's good, Tom. But, I mean, you know, never say never. There's possibilities are endless in the world.
So you're a 10?
Yes, sir.
You're a 10, so you have no imperfections. Well, that's impossible because you are 30 years old, so you can't be a 10 anymore. That time has passed.
Oh, dude, why? Whatever. Why?
Well, because after 30, you just can't. You're not perfect. The crow's feet and the turkey neck are starting to kick in. Now, dear, you can't deny that the crow's feet and the turkey neck are starting to kick in.
You can't, what? Say that again.
You can't deny that the crow's feet and the turkey neck are starting to kick in at this point.
Oh, no. I'm doing everything in my power to stop that.
I'm sure you're doing the best you can, but you know what? Eventually you can't stop it.
Well, no, I know. And you know what? The way I feel about that is I think that aging is beautiful as long as you're taking care of yourself.
But you want to know something? Guys don't think so.
Yeah, well...
So, you see, you can't be a 10, right?
Yeah, but what about... No, I am. Absolutely.
But it's impossible.
I always have been, and I always will be.
Always will be. Now we know how much of a liar you are because you will not always be a 10. Nobody's always 10. Sophia Loren is not a 10. She's 75 years old.
I saw this elderly couple yesterday. They must have been in their 70s, and they were both 10s.
No, they
know
weren't.
what I mean? Like,
no, they weren't.
This
they weren't.
This chick
no,
has,
they weren't.
Long blonde
ponytails,
and she's like 70. And
I don't
was walking
care.
Like she could. I'm sorry.
I don't care if she's walking. She's not a 10. She could be an 8 or a 7, but she's not a 10.
All right. Well, should I have a threesome?
Well, you shouldn't drink as much as you're drinking now.
No, I'm not. Everybody always says that. I'm super happy.
You're super happy.
Yes.
That's one way of putting it.
No, but I don't know. I don't know, like, if I should keep my attention whore fantasy, like, in just between he and I,
dear,
and now you and everyone else.
Well, you've got the kind of ego that you'll let another woman into your bed, and you're going to find out the hard way. If she's hotter than you or he thinks she's hotter than you, you're done.
Well, okay, here's the thing, then. I have control over the situation, so I can pick her to be slightly less hot than I am. So what then?
Well, dear, what you think is hot may be different from what he thinks is hot.
That's true. So I should ask him how hot he thinks she is before I agree.
Let me give you an example. I am just totally head over heels crazy about Latin women. And you know what? Just the way people have these stereotypes about what's hot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who overlook the hottest women there are because they're not blonde or they're not completely white or whatever. And the way I look at that is fantastic. More for me.
I like eccentric.
So you might think to yourself, I'll bring this little Mexican girl home because she's Mexican. All right, I mean.
Oh, no. I would never think that because I think that Latino women are freaking hot too.
Are they hotter than you?
I've seen some women that are extremely hot, and they're more than 10. Now, I wouldn't mind that for my own attention whore selfish purposes.
You wouldn't mind that. You wouldn't mind that. Is that so?
I guess not. Oh, Tom, yeah.
I see Goldie Hawn had more than one child.
Goldie Hawn?
Never mind. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Candace on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Are you there? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I completely agree with you with the idea that every woman is an attention whore on some level. What I disagree with is your theory about they do it to see how much money they can attract.
Well, that's what it is. Even if they don't necessarily consciously want to take the money, women value themselves according to how much money and power they can attract.
I just don't agree. Like, I mean, I'm happily married, have a husband at home, and I mean, I'm very comfortable with my financial situation, and I don't really need a man to support me. I'm looking for it. I just think
you just missed what I said. I said it doesn't matter whether you actually take advantage of it. The question is, how much can you attract?
But I don't even think it's a question of money. Maybe like the attractiveness of the person. So let's say you went to a party, let's say a formal ball of some kind, and you go and there's plenty of rich, powerful men there. Okay.
And none of them are interested in you. Would you still feel good about yourself?
What do they look like is my question. Like, are they all attractive men? Then I'm not going to feel good about myself. Like, if
So you feel good if every hot pizza guy and every hot guy who hands out Quizno coupons at the strip mall, if all those hot guys found you attractive, it wouldn't matter to you if the most rich, powerful, and successful men in town would find you attractive.
No, because, like, I'm not attracted to them, so why would I care what they thought?
Well, you're not like most women then, dear.
I think that's one of the...
And by the way, then that makes it even more interesting, because if you're married, why do you need attention from anybody but your husband?
You know, it's something that I can't explain. It's
No, explain it. I want to hear the explanation. Why do you need attention from somebody other than your husband?
It's a self-esteem thing.
Why?
Like,
dear, self-esteem comes from yourself.
Not all people have that, level of self-worth that they just can get from within.
Well, if you're that hot, you would have self-esteem, wouldn't you?
No, because you see some of the most beautiful women, like, looking in the mirror going, I'm fat. I need to lose weight. I need this. Everybody has, like, their own self-esteem issues.
And by the way, dear, just because you're fat doesn't mean you should have low self-esteem.
Well, most women do, just because of different body issues, and they'll pick at themselves.
I wasn't talking about them. I was talking about you.
Well, I'm just saying, like, and I think in my particular situation, I feel a void sometimes because my husband's gone a lot.
That, and you're fat. Thank you for the call.
The Tom Leykis Show.